All right, here we are. Spark number one. Remember your worth. This is where we awaken the truth of who you are beyond money. Before we talk about numbers or clients or price points or funnels or income streams, we need to talk about you. Because no strategy, no affirmation, no mindset hack will stick if the foundation underneath it whispers, I'm not enough. I don't deserve this. Who am I to have this kind of life? Worth is the root system of all wealth. Without it, you chase, you grasp, you control. With it, you magnetize, you allow, and you receive. Here's the secret that most people miss. It's not just your thoughts shaping your financial reality. It's your felt sense of worth. Your body, your nervous system, your subconscious, and the quantum field are responding to how you feel about yourself. Not how you perform, not how you appear, but how you feel at the depth, but how you feel at the deepest, most tender levels of your being. Why worthiness matters is more than strategy. Most people start their money journey asking, what do I need to do to make more? But the real question is, who do I need to become to hold and receive more? Without a foundation of worth, you overgive to prove yourself, or you undercharge just to be liked. You sabotage when things feel good or they're going in the right direction. You bypass or suppress your emotions because you believe feeling negative will ruin your manifestations. But here's the deeper truth. Wealth responds to authenticity, not performance. It responds to your wholeness, not your perfection. Emotions are the real amplifiers of wealth. Your emotions are the amplifier of your manifestations, but not in the shallow, just be high vibe, the way the internet preaches. True wealth calibration is emotional coherence. It's not pretending to be happy. It's becoming emotionally congruent with your desires. It's making space for that whole human experience, the joy, the fear, the hope, the doubt, the grief, and that expansion. It's feeling safe in your body with all of it and still knowing that you're worthy. The science and the energy behind it is that your nervous system doesn't speak English. It speaks sensation. It listens for that tightness in your chest when you check your bank account. Mm-hmm. Or the warmth in your belly when you imagine that overflow. Mm. The tension in your jaw when you set a boundary that feels unreal to you. That softness in your face when you fully receive. That subconscious mind is driven by emotion, not logic. The quantum field is imprinted by vibration, not just vision boards. That's why all the positive thinking is not enough. You have to feel that vibration of wealth to hold on to it. This work is not about getting rid of the bad feelings or the shadow emotions. It's about learning to love your guilt as a call to realign, or to hold your fear as a portal for expansion. Befriend that shame as a messenger asking for reconnection. Most of us are taught to fear our emotions. Don't cry. Don't be angry. Don't be too much. But in the realm of worth and wealth, your emotions are sacred data. They show you exactly where your nervous system is ready to heal, stretch, and expand. I know this from experience so deeply. When I started my first bank account, I put the figures in the wrong column and ended up with a negative. Because I did that, I ended up with so many bank fees that I paid cash for years, so afraid that I would screw up another account. I gave my power away around money for a lifetime, and now I'm calling it back. This is the journey that we're walking together. So why we start here is because we're not going to just slap affirmations over wounds. We're not just going to band-aid the gaping wound. We're here to remember what's already true. You were born worthy. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to hustle for it. You don't have to heal perfectly before you're allowed to receive. Wealth comes through you, not just to you, and it flows best when you're in right relationship with yourself. This is where we're going to begin. So let's talk about those many faces of worthlessness. Worth doesn't only hide in your bank account. It hides in how you move, how you love, how you speak, how you charge, how you receive. We all say we want abundance, but are we energetically available for it? Here's the truth. Most women don't walk around saying, I feel worthless, but their actions, their choices, and their energy quietly reveal it. Worthlessness is sneaky. It's shape shifting. It wears 100 disguises. And if we don't name it, we can't clear it. So that's what we're going to do here. So let's talk about how unworthiness hides in plain sight. Let's break this wide open. Overgiving and over delivering. When you say yes and you really mean no, or you pile on bonuses, add extra calls, over deliver in ways that no one asked for, all to prove that you're worth it. I know that one. Undercharging and discounting. You know your work is transformational. But when it comes time to set your rates, your throat tightens, can't even say it. And you panic. Will anyone pay me? So you shrink your price or work for free, or you avoid visibility. Your dream of sharing your message, that you second guess your posts, you cringe at your own voice or the way that you look, you stay behind the scenes telling yourself, I need more clarity, I need more training, I need to be ready, I need to be perfect. Never happens. Or people pleasing and approval seeking. You chase those gold stars. You adjust yourself to avoid conflict. You hold back your truth to keep the peace, even when it costs you. Or you sabotage your success. Just when things are starting to rise, you create chaos. You overspend. You ghost clients. You forget to send the invoice. Done that too. Because part of you believes, I'm not ready. I can't hold this. It's just a matter of time before I mess this up. Or money avoidance and chaos. You don't pay open bills, or you don't open bills. You overspend on impulse and underinvest in what nourishes you. Or you avoid your bank account because it triggers shame. I know that. Or earning your right to rest and joy. You tell yourself you can't rest until you hit a certain goal, or you can't let yourself enjoy downtime because part of you feels like you haven't earned it yet. These are all things that we're doing to hold ourselves back. I've given away my power around money for a lifetime. And finally, I'm done. I'm calling it back. I've worked for years undercharging, giving away my services, letting old fear patterns run that show. And this isn't just about money. It's about identity. I'm building this business with a different knowing that I am enough. Here's why we need to name this. If we can't name the pattern, we can't free ourselves from it. This section is your mirror. It's not about judgment. It's about awakening. You need to ask yourself, where do I overgive? Where do I undercharge or overdeliver? Where do I dim my light or shrink back? Where do I make myself small just to feel safe? These questions are ones that we need to actually pay attention to and look at, because awareness is that first wealth portal. So I'm going to share a pattern interrupt exercise that you can use for your journal. I want you to write down, where does unworthiness show up in my life, in my business, in my relationships, or in money, or around money? Get specific. What does it cost you? Ask yourself, who would you be without this pattern? Don't judge, just write what comes up. We're not here to shame these patterns. We're here to meet them face on with love and dismantle them. An energetic truth for you is that unworthiness doesn't make you unlovable. It doesn't make you broken, and it doesn't make you incapable. It just makes you unavailable. Unavailable to wealth, to love, to abundance that are all waiting at your door. The great work of this spark is to reopen that door. So let's move into section 2. The reasons we believe that we don't deserve it. These are the stories that we tell to explain why we stay small and why they're not the truth. They're in fact a cage. We need to dismantle these excuses. Most women don't just decide they're unworthy. They build it like a fortress of reasons shaped by family and culture and religion and past wounds and ancestral patterns. We call these reasons, but what they really are beautifully camouflaged excuses. Because if you believe that you don't deserve more, you don't have to risk. You don't have to risk being seen. You don't have to risk being rejected. You don't have to risk outgrowing your circle and losing friends that you've had for a lifetime. You don't have to risk triggering jealousy from family members or friends. You don't have to risk facing your own power. These reasons keep you safe, but they also keep you small. The most common stories that cap our abundance are, number one, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not skilled enough. The core lie of capitalism and perfectionism. You don't need another certification, Tammy. You don't need permission to own what you already carry within you. Number two, I didn't grow up with money, so who am I to have it now? Inherited class guilt and survivor guilt. This lie says that you betray your roots if you rise, and it is a lie. Number three, if I have more, someone else has less. That scarcity myth. The truth is, your wealth expands the collective pot. It doesn't drain it. When you rise, you lift others up. When you accumulate, you share more. The number four, wanting more makes me greedy or selfish or shallow. Ooh, especially for women, especially for spiritual women, especially mothers. This truth, it's a hard one. Desire is divine. Overflow allows generosity. We need to eliminate this. Number five is I have to suffer to prove my worth. The martyr wound. If you're not struggling, you feel guilty. If you're thriving, you feel selfish. This is so wrong. Number six, if I succeed, people will leave me. This is a big one for me. Abandonment, the abandonment wound. You dim to keep others comfortable. But here's the truth. The ones who love you will rise with you. The ones who leave were attached to your smallness, not your essence. Where these stories came from is from family conditioning, where you were taught that, about rich people or good girls or hard work, those cultural narratives that money is evil or it's dirty or it's corrupting, or religious overlays, suffering as noble and poverty as holy. These are old, antiquated thoughts, old, antiquated ideas and beliefs, or ancestral trauma. scarcity passed down through those generations, or that collective consciousness that inherited fear of expansion. We've been taught that we need to stay small, and that's not the truth. I grew up surrounded by an energy that made me feel like I couldn't be myself. I grew up in a family of manifesting generators and generators. And I, as the projector, only the throat and the heart divined, I learned to shrink, to silence myself, to carry everyone else's emotions. And it took me years of unlearning, of deep self work, which I still do. And to see that my worth never depended on doing or fixing or carrying anyone but myself. Those old ideas and beliefs start to fall away. So the reason why this matters is these reasons are the invisible handbrake on your abundance. Even if you say, I want 6 figures, your subconscious whispers, but I don't deserve it. You will block, you will sabotage, you will delay, and you will under ask. Not because you're lazy or broken, but because your system is protecting you. We need to update that system. Let's work on this next exercise, the reason reframe. So in your journal, finish these sentences. The biggest reason I believe I can't have more is, state what that reason is. The story behind that reason is, and the story behind that reason is, and the story behind that reason is. And then the truth that I choose instead is. So, and as an example, I didn't grow up with money, so I shouldn't have it. The story is having money will disconnect me from my roots. And truth is, having money allows me to support, uplift, and honor my family. And the reason why I'm telling you to do the story line 3 times is because each time you get a little bit deeper into the actual truth of what's holding you back. So the energetic truth behind this is that reasons are just rehearsed defenses. They are not permanent. They are not fixed, and they are not you. You can rise without guilt, and you can expand without apology. You can have more without losing yourself. So now in section 3, we're going to talk about awakening intuition and feeling your emotions. Your emotions are not the enemy of wealth. They are the portal. So intuition is your wealth's GPS. So let's start there. The path to wealth isn't paved in strategy. It's paved in listening. Listening to your intuition, which has been the most underused, trusted asset that you have. It is so much more important than we've given it credit for. It's faster than your logic. It's wiser than your spreadsheet. It's more precise than any coach or any formula. But most of us can't hear it, not because it's absent, but because it's buried so far under the noise of fear, of doubt, of overthinking, of trying to get it right. So awakening your wealth starts by awakening your inner knowing. It's learning to ask, what do I know to be true for me? Why emotions matter in money work is because the old paradigm says control your emotions. Don't feel too much. Stay positive. And the new paradigm is that your emotions are the key. And here's why. Emotions are the energetic messengers, messengers from your soul, from your spirit, telling you where and what and how. They tell you where you're aligned and where you're blocked. They reveal what your body knows before your mind does. Ignoring, suppressing, or bypassing your feelings shuts off your receiving channel. Wealth doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be present. Shadow emotions are not the problem. Misunderstanding them are. So let's reclaim this. Let's call guilt a call to realign. Let's call shame a call to reconnect. Let's call anger a call to set boundaries. And let's call fear a call to expand. When you stop judging these emotions as bad, they lose their power to sabotage you. Instead of avoiding them, feel them, feel into them. What are they telling you? So instead of fighting them, you listen to them. Instead of collapsing into them, you hold them with love, with compassion. This is how you become emotionally sovereign. This is how you become a match for greater wealth. I have spent years learning to love the parts of me that felt messy and scared or not enough. In a family of loud energy, I silenced myself just to keep the peace. And that real awakening came for me when I stopped trying to fix myself and started really loving myself exactly as I was, with all those feelings, with all the emotions that were going on. That's when I became available for a different kind of success, and a success that was true to me, to my core. So for the emotional alchemy process, here's what we'll practice: pausing and feeling. When emotion arises, I just want you to pause. Notice where it lives in your body. Name it without judgment. I feel tight in my chest. I feel anxious in my belly. Stay curious. What is this feeling asking for? Is it asking for attention, for action, for release? Allow it and love it. Instead of pushing it away, imagine holding it like a child that needs comfort. Transmute it. Breathe into that feeling. Let it move. Let it change form. Allow it to be. So this exercise that we're going to go through is meeting your shadow with love. In your journal, I want you to consider, what emotions do you usually suppress or avoid around money? What do you fear will happen if you fully feel them? And what might change if you welcome them as allies and not as enemies? Don't judge your answers. Just feel into them and allow to whatever come up to come up. So the energetic truth behind all this is that you're not broken for feeling messy. You are not behind because you have shadow moments. And you are not disqualified by your humanity. Your emotions are sacred and your intuition is sacred. And when you hold them both with love, you open up the floodgates for wealth. So the next section, section 4, we're going to talk about that human design lens on worth and how that works. You're not here to prove, you're here to align. So if you haven't done your human design chart yet and you haven't gone through that portal, please do that. This part is so crucial to you making sure that you move in alignment with who you are designed to be, and not trying to force yourself into a box that you don't belong in. So why human design matters in wealth work is, it's not just a system for understanding your energy. It's a map that brings you back to your authentic power. When it comes to money, most of us have been taught to hustle harder, to work longer, to push past yourself, to focus on only one thing, to stay in your lane, to not get distracted by all those new shiny things. Prove your worth through effort. But human design and quantum human design say you're not here to be like anyone else. You're here to live and create in alignment with your unique design. And when you do that, things lighten up. Money flows so much easier. Clients resonate more deeply. The right clients resonate more deeply. Opportunities feel like invitation. They are not forced. Your energetic alignment is your wealth strategy. So, as I said before, I grew up in a family of manifesting generators and generators. All of this crazy busy stuff, all of them defined emotional centers, all busy, all fast moving energy. I was the only projector, just my heart and my throat defined. I learned early to shrink myself, to distance myself from everyone's emotions, to protect myself from everyone else's emotions that I would take in and amplify and be called dramatic or too emotional because that's who I was. Because I was taking in everyone else's emotions, not my own. So I learned to shut myself, to silence my voice so that I wouldn't rock the boat. It wasn't until I discovered human design that I finally understood I'm not lazy. I'm not slow. I'm designed for something entirely different, for visioning, for guiding, for seeing, for amplifying, not doing and proving. That realization changed my relationship with everything, with myself, with money, with business, with self-worth, and it changed it forever. This experiment of being a projector, an orchestrator, has changed my life. So, how each type experiences worth and wealth is so different. I want to give you a taste of how each type experiences wealth and worth. For deeper work, you need to go into the human design course. But for now, hopefully, you've created your chart and you have an idea of whether you're a projector, a manifestor, manifesting generator, or any of those, and you've gone through and have a basic understanding of your chart. If you don't, then reach out to me. Trust me, I will help you with it, and then you can go through the rest of this process. But for the orchestrator, the projector, the shadow side is that overworking to prove worth, waiting for that recognition and then collapsing into bitterness. We are so busy trying to speak our truth that we're speaking to people who don't really listen to us. So alignment for that is recognizing your own value first, mastering that guidance, that reset, and that visibility, mastering that I can sit here and relax and things would just come to me. For the manifesting generator, the shadow side is that frustration of doing the shoulds instead of the desires, the skipping the steps, or the scattered energy. When you're aligned, you're responding with excitement. You're pivoting freely and changing your mind about what you want to work on and trusting that non-linear genius. As a generator, the shadow side is staying stuck in work that drains you, grinding without satisfaction, and overcommitting, people pleasing, because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So when you're in alignment, you're responding to what really lights you up. You're saying yes to that sacral, you're listening to that sacral, and you're saying yes to things. You're responding to what lights you up. You're listening to that quiet sacral that says, yeah, that feels good. You're following that satisfaction and using that as your compass. For manifestors, your shadow shows up as anger when you feel you're being controlled or that you're misunderstood, or somebody's trying to tell you where you need to be or what you need to do. When you're in alignment, you're informing, you're letting people know what you're doing, but you're initiating and you're owning your power. As a reflector, your shadow side is disappointment or losing yourself in others or the environment and being dependent on how they're reacting. When you're in alignment, you're trusting that cycle. You're choosing aligned environments and you're flowing with that lunar wisdom. The power of your authority and your strategy is that you don't need mindset work. You need decision making aligned with your energy. And when you make decisions from your authority and not your conditioning, And you stop leaking energy, you stop undercharging, you stop chasing validation. You start magnetizing aligned wealth. Let me explain why following your strategy and your authority raises your financial frequency, and how using these tools keeps you in your lane without comparison or burnout. In this exercise, we're going to go over your design and your worth reflection. So in your journal, I want you to consider, where do you still try to prove or to keep up with a design that's not yours? Where are you acting as a generator when you're a manifester, or you're acting as a generator and you're a projector? What would change if I fully honor my natural pace, gifts, and voice? And where do I still override my authority and pay the price in money, time, and energy? So the energetic truth, so the energetic truth behind this is that you were never meant to earn money. The energetic truth behind this is you were never meant to earn your worth through exhaustion. You were designed to thrive through alignment. When you stop betraying your design, you stop betraying your wealth. All right, let's take a moment and breathe. Because I know we're breathing. Let's take a moment and breathe. Because I know we're moving through these very quickly. And you can always go back and rewatch them. I just want to make sure that we get through all of this, because there's a lot of information here. So now we're going to move on to section 5, and we're going to talk about the feeling and the thinking, that core abundance switch. Because you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you feel is safe to receive. And why? So mindset alone fails us. We've been taught to just think positive, to say your affirmations, to keep a high vibration. And trust me, I have been in this mindset as well. But the real truth here is that your brain can say, I'm wealthy 1,000 times a day. And if your body is holding fear and tension and contraction or distrust, it will cancel out that signal. Manifestation isn't mental, it's emotional, it's sensory, it's somatic. You may get the thought in your head, but if you don't feel it, it's not going to come to being. The nervous system is the gateway. Your subconscious runs 95% of your life. It is not logical. It is protective. If wealth feels unsafe, if receiving triggers collapse, if overflow feels overwhelming, your system will block and deflect abundance. That's why you self-sabotage when money comes in, or you get sick or anxious after a big win, or you shrink back from visibility, and you use perfectionism as an excuse, a reason for not getting out into the world, or you resist raising your prices. Your nervous system is running the show. Sensory anchoring is bringing wealth into the body. To change your financial thermostat, you need to teach your body a new experience. Not someday, now. We do this by feeling the emotion before the money arrives, embodying what that feels like, creating micro experiences of wealth, anchoring wealth into the senses. How does it feel? How does it taste? How does it touch? So some practices to activate that abundance switch are visualization with feeling. Don't just picture wealth. Feel it. The warmth in your chest, the lightness in your shoulders, the freedom in your breath, or sensory immersion. Go test drive that car. Wear the jewelry that makes you feel good. Hold that designer bag. Let your body touch and smell and hear and see the life that you're calling in. The more that you embody that woman, the more that she will be here in the now. Embody those upgrades. Light the nice candle. Drink from the fancy glass. Play the rich woman playlist. Dance in your kitchen as if you are already her. I used to think that manifestation was about thinking harder or wanting it more or creating this huge vision board. I used to have an entire wall as my vision board. All of these things. But what changed everything was when I learned to feel it, to embody that woman that I want to be, that I am in essence. The joy, the freedom, the expansion now, not later. When I shifted from thinking to feeling, the game just changed. It switched so quickly. And why this matters is because feeling recalibrates your subconscious, it recalibrates your nervous system, it recalibrates the quantum field. When your body believes, your energy shifts, it expands. So let's do an exercise now, a sensory wealth practice. In your journal, let's talk about what abundance feels like in your body. What does abundance feel like in your body? What are 3 small ways that you can create that feeling today? What can you touch or wear or light as a candle or listen to that expands that sensation? Because here's the energetic truth. You don't wait for wealth to feel wealthy. You feel wealthy to create wealth. Embody the woman you're becoming now, not later, right now. All right, take a deep breath here. We're on to section 6, calling back your power. You don't have to wait for wealth to hand you your power. You claim your power and wealth follows. Here's why that matters so much. Here's why reclaiming your power matters so much. Here's what no one tells you. You can do all the mindset work, clear every limiting belief, and still stay stuck if you don't take back your power. Reclaiming power isn't about force. It's about authority, choice, and energetic sovereignty. It's the moment you stop outsourcing your value to your bank account, to your client roster, to your sales numbers, to your past mistakes. It's the moment that you stand and look in the mirror and say, I am the source. I am the portal. I am the match for everything that I desire. Reclaiming power looks like not just big dramatic moves. It's those small, deliberate, repeated actions that reset your financial thermostat. So let's break this into 3 realms. The first one is energetic power moves. It's opening that bank account that you've been avoiding. Pay down $5 on debt that just to shift that momentum. Look at your numbers, not from panic, but from curiosity. Declare, I am safe to be with money. These are not huge, dramatic changes or huge, dramatic things. It's just those small steps that move you forward. So number two is sensory and identity upgrades. Rich woman decisions. Light that expensive candle on a Tuesday. Wear clothes that you've been saving for an occasion, even when you're at home, just hanging out. Buy yourself flowers. Upgrade your coffee mug, your water glass, your bed sheets. Wrap yourself in luxury. Listen to that playlist that makes you feel like the wealthiest version of you. Practice embodied wealth by walking, speaking, and holding yourself as the woman that you're becoming. Put on that lipstick, fix your hair, do the things that she would do, wear the clothes. They don't have to be expensive. They just need to make you feel good. So number 3 is visualization and future collapsing. Recreate your bank statement in Canva, showing your desired balance. Or go dream shopping, test drive that car, walk through the home, try on that jewelry. Try on those clothes that make you feel amazing that are $3,000. You don't need to buy them. You just need to feel like you belong in them. Take photos of yourself in that energy and look at them daily. Remember what it feels like. Feel that emotion of already having, being, and living the life that you want. I used to think that I had to wait to feel abundant, wait for the money, wait for the launch, wait for the breakthrough. Now I know that abundance is a practice. Power is a practice. And every time I make a rich woman decision, every time I treat myself as worthy, I reset my thermostat and I expand what I can hold. I envision and I see what it is that I allow myself to become. So the bonus that I'm going to add here is the wealth language upgrade to supercharge this section. What you're going to get is a printable cheat sheet of phrases to stop using. So eliminating the old scarcity codes, and it's going to be a list of powerful, expanded wealth phrases for you to practice daily. Here's a challenge for you. Pick 3 new phrases to use this week. This becomes your verbal anchor to lock in the energetic upgrade. So exercise now, your power ritual in your journal is, what have you been avoiding that's draining your power? What is one small action that you can take today to reclaim momentum? And what is one rich woman decision that you can make this week? What is one phrase that you'll start speaking into your reality today? And again, the energetic truth is that power isn't something that you earn. It's something that you decide. You decide to rise. You decide to expand. You decide to lead yourself into overflow. And when you do, money listens. All right, let's move into section 7, some techniques and processes that we're going to be working with. Know that these aren't just tools. These are portals into a new reality. Why we're going to use multiple modalities is because abundance work isn't, the reason we're going to use multiple modalities is because abundance work is multidimensional. It's not just about mindset. It's not just about emotion. It's not just about energy. It's an integration of thought, of emotion, of body, of subconscious, and of the quantum field. That's why this portal weaves together some of the most transformational techniques available so you can heal and upgrade and expand on every level of your being. We're going to do some NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming. It's the science of rewiring the brain and the subconscious. In this portal, we'll use timeline techniques to release old money memories and install new wealth patterns. We're going to use anchoring processes to lock in wealth feelings into the body. We're going to work on belief change work to upgrade the internal limits and expand what's possible. Here's why it works. Because you don't manifest from your conscious mind, you manifest from your subconscious programming, NLP lets us rewrite the source code, and that allows us to change things up at a deep level. So, second process that we're going to do is EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping. EFT is is EFT is acupuncture without needles. Tapping on meridian points to clear emotional and energetic blocks. And in this portal, we'll use EFT to clear shame, guilt, fear, or anxiety around money. We're going to rewire beliefs like I'm not enough or there's never enough. And we're going to install new affirmations into the nervous system. And the reason why EFT works is because wealth is not just mental, it's emotional. Tapping regulates the body so you can hold bigger levels of success without collapse. The third process that we're going to work on is meditation and energy work. We'll go beyond stillness into guided, activating meditations. And these will regulate the nervous system. They're going to expand the field of possibility and anchor in the future version of you, as well as opening intuitive channels for you to be able to hear the wealth guidance that comes through. Now, why this works is because the quantum field responds to vibrational coherence, and meditation gets you there faster than thought alone. The fourth process that we're going to use is human design and quantum human design, because you're not designed to succeed like everyone else. We'll help you understand your type, your strategy, and your authority, because knowing this will align your money moves to your unique energetic blueprint. It will also release comparison and hustle templates that are not yours and never were yours to hold on to. The reason why this works is because alignment is the ultimate shortcut to abundance. Number 5 process are going to be rituals and sensory activations. Wealth is not just a number. It's a feeling, it's a frequency, it's a way of being. We're going to work with mirror work and self-recognition rituals. We're going to have sensory practices like scent and movement and touch and music. We're also going to have simple altar setups or symbolic actions to anchor in that intention. Now, this works because embodied change sticks deeper and faster than intellectual understanding. I want you to know I'm not here to just give you one tool. I'm here to give you a whole treasure chest, because you're not just rewiring your mind. You're rewiring your body, your energy, your reality. This is a full spectrum wealth recalibration. And I want to make sure that you embody all of it and that it all gets activated. Now, your exercise for this is choose your power tools in your journal. Decide which of these techniques are you most excited or nervous to try. Which have you resisted in the past, and why? What does it feel like to fully open to new forms of transformation? Energetic truth is that you're not broken. You're definitely not behind. You do not need fixing. You need tools that speak to your wholeness, and now you have them. Now, section 8, bringing it all together. You were never meant to earn your worth. You were meant to remember it. You've just begun this journey. By now, you understand that money mindset isn't just about numbers, it's about identity. That worth isn't earned through achievement, it's revealed through remembering who you are at the core. Wealth doesn't flow to the smartest, the most talented, or the busiest. It flows to the most aligned. What we've done in this spark is not surface level work. We've gone to the root system. We've exposed the quiet, hidden patterns that cap your receiving. We've dismantled the myths, the excuses, and the inherited stories that keep you small. And now we rebuild the energetic architecture we've created. Because here's what you've just activated. You've named the patterns that no longer serve you. You've met your shadow emotions with love, not war. You've tuned into your intuition as your new GPS. You've reclaimed your power in ways small but mighty. And you've learned how to feel abundance, not just think it. This is the energetic scaffolding that your wealth will rise on. This is the foundation that will help you to grow. And why this matters more than strategy is because you can layer all the funnels and sales and offers and investments on later, but without that foundation of worth, you'll overwork, you'll overgive, you'll undercharge, you'll collapse at your next income edge. But with this foundation, you become magnetic. You take aligned action. You hold overflow without sabotage. You expand without apology. This is what makes this journey different from anything you've ever done before. I want you to hear me when I say this. You don't have to become someone else to deserve wealth. You don't have to get over your shadow emotions to deserve wealth. You don't have to wait one more day or heal one more wound or prove one more thing. You are worthy right now. And this portal is your invitation to live from that truth. So your final activation exercise is to declare your worth. In your journal, write, I am worthy of, and list 10 desires. Don't hold yourself back. Don't limit what you want. And then I am releasing, and list the patterns and the excuses that you're letting go of, that you're freeing up. Next, I'm calling in. List the energy, the wealth, the opportunities, and the support that you're ready for. And once you're done with all that, then say out loud, I remember who I am. I remember what I'm here for. I remember my worth. And again, remember this energetic truth. You were never behind. You were never broken. You were never disconnected from your wealth. You just forgot. And now you remember. I'll see you in the next spark.